Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Renee Ivarsen. I'm a mortgage broker at Maven Home Loans and I've been in this industry for over 15 years now. So I have a lot of experience and I wanted to share the knowledge that I have with people that are interested in finding out more about home loans. So this could be someone who already has a home loan or is in the future thinking of getting a property and you want to know how the ins and outs and how it works. And there's a lot of mortgage lingo out there. So I want to just kind of break down and talk about the different things. So what I'm going to do is like a home loan basic, back to basics kind of like series. So it's going to cover things like, you know, what is LMI and what is an offset account and what's equity and how can I use the equity in my home to buy an investment property? Can I do that? How much deposit do I need? Are there options to buy a property without a deposit? These are the different topics I want to cover in my series. So if this sounds like something you're interested to hear more about, they're only going to be short, maximum 10-minute videos, just on each different topic. And each week I'll cover a new topic and upload the videos from there. So feel free to subscribe along and follow along to get updates on all things happening. So there's so many changes that are happening in the industry at the moment as well. So it's good to kind of keep up to date with the different changes that are happening without having to read through the mountains and mountains of different articles that are out there. They're just little bite-sized bits of information that might be useful to you in the future. So today's topic, what we're going to cover is actually something that affects not only home loan customers, but it affects anyone in Australia really that has any kind of credit facility. So we're going to talk about credit score. What is credit score? So credit score, every person, every adult basically would have a credit score, a credit file. As soon as you've applied for any kind of credit facility, even if you have a mobile phone account or you have utilities in your name, so your gas, electricity, if it's been put into your name, you would have at one point probably had a credit file created on your behalf. So what happens with your credit file is that you are given a score. So everyone has a score, let's say from 1 to 1,000, 1,000 being the highest score, and you want to get the highest score. So your credit score can be affected by different things. So at the moment, things like when you make an inquiry, so when you're looking for a credit card and you might be looking at night time and you log in online and you apply for a credit card with a certain bank, each time you make that inquiry, that application, that will go into your credit report. So if you've made multiple applications, they're going to be listed on your credit report and they actually stay on there for 5 years, each of those inquiries. So to give you an example, let's say you apply for a credit card at one particular lender and it didn't go through. So you thought, okay, I'll just jump on and try another lender and then maybe another lender. So that would add up to the 3 credit inquiries. And by the time you get to the 3rd lender, they would be able to see that you've had other inquiries and they're going to question why those ones didn't go ahead. And there's probably going to be a bit of a red flag as to why those other ones didn't go ahead. So that could be a reason why they won't go ahead with your loan as well. So your credit file in the past has always been listed as the things that you've done wrong in your credit life, I guess. So, you know, multiple application inquiries, defaults, if you've defaulted on any credit facilities, even if you've defaulted on a telco bill or a utilities bill. Let's say you've moved house and you didn't get the last gas bill when you moved out of the house and you didn't get that statement sent to you. If that got to a default time, it would actually go on your credit report and stays on there for 5 years. So it's pretty important to stay on top of your credit report and to know what it is. For a long time now, people have been, not really aware of what it is, what a credit file, what a credit report is and how it affects you. But there's a lot of changes happening now that are really going to impact your report that you need to be aware of. So the change that's happening has come into place recently is that now lenders are required to actually report on your consistency, your ability to repay that debt. So in the past, you might have just had an inquiry on there, but it was never listed if you actually went ahead with that loan or that credit card. Now it's all listed on there. So while most lenders are on your credit report, some might not be yet, but they are going to be all required to start reporting into these credit agencies. So for an example, let's say you've got a credit card at NAB for $2,000. that's now going to be listed on your report that you've got a $2,000 credit card. And each month, that lender needs to report in if you're making your repayments on time. So that was never kept track of before. So if you're making your repayment on time every month, you're going to get a nice green tick every single month, which is fantastic. So it looks good for your credit report. It's going to probably increase your credit score. When you go to apply for credit with another lender, they're probably going to look at that very favorably, knowing that the character that you have and your ability to repay that debt on time is a good thing, and they're going to want to work with you more than likely. But what it's going to mean though is if you're in that category where you've got a credit card or a personal loan or even a home loan, and you just make that payment a day late, let's say you get paid on the 25th of each month and your credit card is due on the 24th of each month, and you just pay that the one day late. Like, it doesn't sound like a big deal, does it? Like, it's only one day late, you know, what's the problem? I'm still making my credit card payment. Now it's going to be listed on your credit report. So instead of having a green tick each month, you're going to be put in the category of payment made late between 1 to 29 days. So whether you make your payment late 29 days or 1 day, it's the same category. So if you are consistently making that repayment late each month, it will be listed on your credit report and it will be seen. So that's going to affect your credit score more than likely, and it's probably going to bring your score down, which is not a good thing. We don't want a bad score. So the problem out there at the moment though is that most people don't know this. And they're not going to know this until they go to apply for the next credit facility. You know, they've been busy saving up and wanting to get a home loan, and they've been working so hard at saving all this money, and they haven't thought about the fact they've been paying their credit card 1 day late. Well, you're not going to know that until you apply for credit, are you? So that's now going to affect your credit rating without a doubt. So so things to think about. There are ways to get free credit reports. So in the past, I had to pay for it through one of the bigger agencies like Equifax or Dun & Bradstreet. There are other companies out there now that actually give you a free credit report, and it's instant. They can give it to you straight away, and they actually alert you also if there's things on there. There's a company called Credit Simple as an example. I'll list all the companies below. They will show you exactly what's on your credit report. So whatever credit cards you have in your name, what are the limits, are you making your repayments on time? So you can just keep track of it, and you can see what your credit score is, and you can stay on top of that as well. So you're in control of your credit score, and you can make sure that you keep it at the highest possible level by looking after it the way you're supposed to. So yes, I hope this information was insightful. I think it's so important to get this message out there, because unless you're, watching ABC News and all over everything, you're not going to know this information. And I'm worried that people are going to find out the hard way. So please try and spread this news as much as possible, so it gets out to everybody, and we can all make sure we have an awesome credit rating, or as high as we can possibly get it. And that allows us to borrow the money that we want to borrow when we're ready to get it. So hope you enjoy. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. I'd love to, and any questions you have, leave in the comments below. I would really love your feedback, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks for following along. Bye.